Continuation of the text about people who don't like compliments. Expanded with psychological depth, vivid examples, and advanced engagement techniques. The praise paradox, when kindness hurts. There is a curious detail in this behavior. Often, those who reject praise do not do the same with criticism. A person who cringes at hearing you're talented can absorb without blinking an "I could have done better." Why? Because criticism confirms what she already believes, that it is never enough. Already praise him? It destabilizes. It's as if someone said, "Here, take this gift," and, when you open it, you discover that it is a mirror. Imagine the scene. You spend months working on a project, exhausting yourself, and when someone finally notices and says that looks amazing, your first reaction is to look for the flaw. But the font is crooked, or I should have delivered it sooner. The brain distorts reality to maintain balance. It's as if he's saying, if I accept that I'm good, I'm going to have to live up to that expectation. Better to play it safe. This mechanism even has a name in psychology: imposter syndrome in reverse. While imposter syndrome makes you feel like you don't deserve your achievements, the problem here is not being able to internalize recognition. You even accept that you did something well, but you don't let it define who you are. It's like building a castle and refusing to live in it. The childhood of conditional compliments. Let's do an exercise. Close your eyes and remember the first time you heard a compliment. Not a "how cute" generic, but one that came with a hidden "but." "You're so smart, why don't you get an A on everything?" Or "what a beautiful drawing. When are you going to make a real one?" These phrases, spoken with the best of intentions, taught your brain to associate praise with pressure. It was as if every congratulations came with an implicit contract. Now you always have to be like this. Over time, the subconscious creates a filter of distrust. If they praise, it's because they expect something from me. And so, what should be fuel becomes a burden. Worse, in many cases, praise in childhood was a bargaining chip. If you behave, everyone will like you. The problem? This teaches that love and approval are conditional. And when you grow up, even if you rationally know it's not true, your body reacts as if it still is. Praise as a mirror, the fear of seeing oneself. Here's an uncomfortable truth: rejecting compliments is often rejecting yourself. When someone says, "You're amazing," and you say, "Oh no, it's nothing," what's happening is an internal negotiation. Part of you wants to believe, but another part of you is afraid of what you'll find if you really look. It's as if the compliment were an invitation to a dance, and you, standing at the door, thought, "What if I walk in and realize I don't know how to dance?" A fragile self-image makes you prefer to stay outside where it's safe, even if it means missing the party. In therapy, this is called cognitive dissonance. Your mind knows you deserve recognition, but your emotions scream that you're dangerous. And guess who usually wins? The fear. Because, deep down, it's easier to live with doubt than to face the responsibility of being as good as they say. The hidden wisdom: when discomfort is a superpower. But, and there's always a but in these stories, this same mechanism that causes pain can be a blessing in disguise. People who don't rely on praise often have 3 superpowers. 1. Immunity to the opinion of others. They don't need like from others to validate their choices. Its north is internal. While many lose themselves seeking approval, they move forward, even if alone. 2. Resilience to criticism. Those who are not deceived by praise also do not destroy themselves with criticism. It's like having an emotional shield. Other people's words go through a filter. Is this useful? I keep it. Isn't it? I discard it. 3. Radical authenticity. They do it for the sake of doing it, not for applause. An artist who paints because he loves art, not for exhibitions. A professional who works for purpose, not for the position. This is freedom. The poet Charles Bukowski said, "If you have to be blinded by others, you are lost." These people, unintentionally, live this principle. They understood, even without knowing it, that true security lies not in being praised, but in not needing to be praised. How to relearn to receive, without losing the essence. If you've identified yourself so far, you might be wondering, but what if I want to change? How can I accept a compliment without feeling like a fraud? The answer is not to force yourself to like it, but to reprogram the meaning. 1. Turn praise into data. Instead of thinking, they're exaggerating, try, that's information. Someone noticed something about me. Neutralize the emotional charge. It's like getting a report. So my work had an impact. Interesting. 2. Give thanks without justifying. The default is, it was nothing or anyone would do it. Just try, thank you. Full stop. At first, it will hurt. But over time, you'll realize that the world doesn't fall apart when you accept kindness. 3. Praise yourself, secretly. Before going to sleep, think, today, I did X. And that was cool. It's not arrogance, it's repair. You are relearning to trust your own voice. 4. Observe the reaction of others. When you reject a compliment, notice how the person feels. She often feels embarrassed, as if she had made a mistake. Acceptance is an act of kindness not only with yourself, but with those who praise you. The last truth, that no compliment could tell. Ultimately, the problem is not the praise, but what it represents. For those who grew up with conditional love, being praised is like receiving a bad check. It looks nice, but you suspect it has no backing. But here's the secret. You don't have to choose between rejecting all compliments or depending on them. There is a third way, welcome them as a visitor. You don't have to give permanent housing to other people's words, but you don't have to lock them out either. A compliment is just that, a moment of connection. Someone looked at you and saw something of value. It's not a sentence, it's not a trap. It's just one person saying, hey, you exist. And that matters. And if today you can listen to this even for 3 seconds, without shrinking, without denying, without blushing, that's a start. To reflect, and leverigo. If you've made it this far, you've probably already found yourself turning over memories, questioning patterns, perhaps even feeling a lump in your throat. That is good. It means something is moving. So here's a challenge. The next time someone compliments you, take a deep breath and just say thank you. Don't explain, don't diminish, don't give back. Just receive. And watch what happens. Nothing may change on the first day. Or the 10th. But at some point, you will realize that that critical voice inside you is quieter. And that, perhaps, you do deserve to be at this dance. And now, the most important part, you. This text is not about praise. It's about you. About how you see yourself, how you treat yourself, how you allow, or not, the world to get to you. So, tell me, what was the compliment you had the most difficulty accepting? And what did he reveal about you? Comment here not to praise me, but to share this reflection. After all, sometimes the first step to accepting yourself is being seen. And if this text made sense, keep it. Come back when you need to remember, you are not ungrateful, nor arrogant. You are just learning to occupy the space that has always been yours. Until next time. And this time, no excuses. Yellow heart. Advanced techniques used in this excerpt. 1. Extended metaphors. Praise like a mirror, ball, bottomless check, make abstract concepts tangible. 2. Dialogue with the reader. Imagine the scene, close your eyes, creates immersion. 3. Emotional contrast. Pain vs. Superpower, maintains the balance between weight and lightness. 4. Tattooable phrases. True security is not in being praised, but in not needing to be praised, increases sharing. 5. Practical challenge. Thank you exercise, transforms reflection into action. 6. Tone of shared secret. The last truth that no compliment could tell, generates complicity. 7. Emotional CTA, invitation to comment on a difficult compliment, organic engagement. Why does this work on any theme? Psychology plus narrative, combines mental mechanisms, e.g. imposter syndrome, with personal stories. Rhythm, alternates between depth, psychological analysis, and lightness, everyday examples. Empowerment, does not leave the reader in pain, offers ways out, e.g. how to relearn how to receive praise. Universality, even those who don't identify with the topic find insights, e.g. criticism confirms what I already believe. Tip for adapting. Swap compliments for any atypical behavior, e.g. people who don't cry at funerals, those who hate beaches, and apply the same structure. 1. Puzzling behavior. 2. Root causes 3. Hidden wisdom 4. How to deal 5. Universal message. The art of writing for souls, how to transform words into mirrors. 6. The hidden depth in strange behaviors. Every atypical pattern hides an invisible emotional logic, like an iceberg where we only see the tip, the behavior, but 90% of the mass, the causes, is submerged. Practical example. Why do some people love rain, while others panic? Surface. I like rain versus I hate rain. Depth. Whoever loves, associates water with renewal. Perhaps you overcame a crisis in the rain, or protection, a sheltered childhood listening to the sound of drops. Who fears, it can be caused by chaos, flooding, losses, or loneliness, rainy days locked at home during the pandemic. Advanced technique. Use 2 columns to explore polarities. Behavior A, behavior B, what both reveal. A. People who love silence in groups, people who fill all the gaps with speech, fear of emptiness versus fear of intimacy. Who keeps everything, photos, objects, who throws everything away, relationship with the past, attachment versus escape. Why does this addict the reader? The brain loves patterns and contrasts. When you show that opposites are 2 sides of the same coin, it creates an aha moment, that feeling of sudden discovery that gets content saved and shared. 7. The mirror effect, making the reader see themselves in the text. The secret to engagement is not talking about the topic, but talking to the reader's soul. As A. Use you strategically. Avoid generalizations, people who speak directly. Have you ever felt that when someone compliments you, it's like they owe you something? Like the compliment is a check that you'll have to pay later. Effect. The reader thinks, how does this person know this about me, and feels seen. B. Create emotional personas. Describe psychological types in so much detail that the reader can identify. If you're the type who reads messages and takes hours to respond, not because of lack of time, but because you're mentally rewriting the response to sound perfect, this excerpt is for you. Micro-stories that function as personality tests. C. Questions that hurt, but heal. Ask questions that touch on common wounds but offer relief. How many times have you smiled and said it's okay while inside you screamed, no one understands me? If the answer is many, no, this is not weakness, it is courage in disguise. Pain plus validation plus reframe equals instant catharsis. 8. The insight bomb formula, explosions of wisdom. Insights are like light bombs, they illuminate a dark corner of the reader's mind in a sentence. How to create them? Structure of an insight bomb. 1. Context, sets the stage. We spend our lives seeking approval. 2. Unexpected turn, breaks the pattern. Until you realize that the compliments that hurt the most are the ones we never received. 3. Impactful, memorable, phrase. Sometimes, the silence of others is the compliment we most needed to hear. Examples ready to adapt. You're not anxious. You're a detective trying to solve a crime that hasn't happened yet. Loneliness is not the lack of people by your side. It's the lack of people who see you. Holding a grudge is like drinking poison waiting for the other person to die. The worst thing. We always die first. Golden tip. Insights work best when they counter a common belief with a hidden truth. X. It's not the fear of failing that paralyzes you. It's the fear of discovering that, if it works, your life will have to change. 9. The power of tiny stories, micro-storytelling. You don't need a novel. A 3-line scene can be more powerful than a paragraph of analysis. Example. I remember a friend who cried in the bathroom at every birthday party. Not out of sadness, but out of relief. It was the only place where she could stop smiling without anyone asking, why are you like that? Years later, she confessed to me, I just wanted someone to see me without me having to act happy. Why does it work? Specificity, bathroom, stop smiling, perform happiness details that activate the imagination. Raw emotion, it's not a lesson, it's an exposed wound, and wounds generate identification. Eloquent silence, what is not said, the reason for crying, is stronger than what is said. How to apply? 1. Tell an everyday scene, something that anyone has seen or experienced. 2. Add a sensory detail, smell, sound, texture. 3. End with an emotional revelation, the truth behind the behavior. 10. The ending that doesn't end technique, philosophical cliffhanger. Instead of closing the text with a conclusion, leave an open question that keeps the reader thinking and commenting. Examples. If you could erase a memory that defines you, would you do it? Or is the fear that, without it, you would stop being you? We spend our lives wanting to be seen. But what if true love were to stop needing to be seen? Have you ever stopped to think that, sometimes, the person who criticizes you the most is the version of you that was afraid to exist? Why does this work? Activates the reward system. The brain hates gaps and will want to close the idea, in the comments. Generates debate. Readers will discuss their own answers, increasing engagement. Makes the content timeless. A text that does not give all the answers survives longer in the mind, and on networks. 11. The secret of confidential tone, how to write like a wise friend. The best content feels like a 3 a.m. conversation, intimate, unfiltered, but with wisdom. How to achieve this tone. Avoid do example. Dash it. Formal language, strategic colloquialism. I'm going to tell you something that no one talks about. Long sentences, speech rhythm, pauses, cuts. There are people who think that being strong means not crying. Spoiler, it's not. Generalizations, personal details. I myself have spent 20 minutes in the shower just to postpone a call. Absolute certainties, shared questions. Do we confuse courage with a lack of fear, or just with the fear of appearing weak? Practical exercise. Write as if you were sending a voice message to a friend. Then, edit only what is necessary to make it readable. 12. The chameleon content strategy, adaptable to any theme. The structure we presented at the beginning works for any human behavior. See how to apply in 3 different themes. Theme 1. People who don't cry at funerals. 1. Puzzling behavior. While everyone sobs, they are so still, with dry faces. Is it indifference, or is the pain so deep that there is no room for tears? 2. Root causes. Maybe they learned that crying is losing control, and control is all that's left. Or else their deaths have been mourned before, in unresolved fights, in silences that lasted years. 3. Hidden wisdom. Sometimes, a lack of tears is not a lack of love. It's too much love to fit into one gesture. 4. How to deal. If you are like this, don't judge yourself. Your pain doesn't need an audience. But if you need to break down, break down. No one has the right to say what grief should be like. 5. Universal message. Silence is also a language. And sometimes, it is the most eloquent. Theme 2. Who hates the beach? 1. Puzzling behavior. Everyone loves sand, sun, and sea, except them. While others are taking selfies, they are counting the minutes until they leave. What do they have against paradise? 2. Root causes. Maybe the beach is the place where everything was revealed, a breakup, a betrayal, bad news. Or it's excessive exposure, body, emotions, everything on display, with no hiding places. 3. Hidden wisdom. Hating the beach can be a way of protecting what is sacred. Not everything needs to be shared, not every moment needs to be happy. 4. How to deal. If you're #team mountain, find your place. You don't have to like the beach to be happy. But if you want to try again, go at empty times. Sometimes, the problem isn't the sea, it's the crowds. 5. Universal message. Happiness has no fixed address. If your paradise is a library or a forest, go there without guilt. Theme 3. People who don't post photos of their children. 1. Puzzling behavior. In a world where children are a consumer product on the networks, they resist. No photos, no congratulations on my baby. Why? 2. Root causes. Maybe they saw the dark side of the exhibition, bullying, pedophilia, or simply the weight of growing up under the eyes of others. Or else they believe that some things are too sacred to become content. 3. Hidden wisdom. Not posting is not selfish. It is love in the form of silence, the understanding that childhood, once lost, does not return. 4. How to deal. If you're like this, don't justify it. Your choice doesn't need applause. But if you want to share it, do it privately, with those who really matter. 5. Universal message. Protecting isn't about hiding. It's about giving the people we love the right to choose how they want to be seen. 13. The call to action that doesn't look like a CTA, organic engagement. Traditional CTAs, like share, no longer work. The secret is to transform action into part of reflection. Examples of invisible CTAs. 1. Question asking for personal history. Have you ever been through this? Tell us in the comments, what was the compliment that impacted you the most, or the one that hurt you the most? Effect. The reader shares a memory, not just a like. 2. Reflective challenge. Today, try to receive a compliment without deflecting. Just say thank you and observe what happens inside you. Come back here and tell me how you felt. Effect. Transforms content into experience, not just reading. 3. Invitation to debate. Do we praise children too much today? Or is the problem the type of praise? X. You're smart versus I loved how you solved that. What's your opinion? Effect. Generates discussion, more comments equals more reach. 4. Requests for help. I'm writing a text on theme, and I need real examples. If you've experienced something like this, send me a message. It can be anonymous. Effect. Creates complicity, the reader feels like a partner with the content. 14. The psychology behind sharing. Why do some people share their texts and others don't? The answer lies in 3 emotional triggers. Trigger: how to activate in text. Example. Identification: show that the reader is not alone. If you've ever felt this way, no, it's not just you. Validation: give permission to feel it's okay to not like birthdays. You're not weird, you're human. Empowerment: turn weakness into superpower. Your sensitivity is not a defect. It's a radar for what really matters. Final tip. The most shared texts are those that make the reader feel 1. Understood, someone finally understands. 2. Courageous, now I have words for what I feel. 3. Powerful, it makes me see my weirdness as strength. 15. The step-by-step guide to writing your next viral text. 1. Choose weird behavior, e.g. people who don't like hugs. 2. Start with a contrast hook. As the world embraces, they pull back. It's not a lack of affection, it's that their touch is selective. 3. Validate the reader. If you're like this, it's not cold. It's intentional. 4. Explore root causes, use maybe lists. Maybe they learned that hugs can be traps, anyone who has ever been hugged out of obligation knows. Or else your body holds memories that the mind has forgotten. 5. Add a philosophical layer. Sometimes the truest love is the one that respects distance. 6. Close with a tattooable phrase. Your no to a hug is not rejection. It is self-knowledge in the form of a boundary. 7. Organic CTA. Do you also have difficulty with physical contact? Comment here. How do you deal with it? 16. Mistakes that kill engagement, and how to avoid them. Error: why is it bad? How to fix. Saying we when it's you feels impersonal, change we sometimes. To have you ever felt that? Over-explain, take away the mystery, leave gaps for the reader to fill in with their experience. Long and abstract sentences tires the brain, break it down into short sentences plus concrete examples. Not validating the pain, the reader feels judged, always include, and it's okay if you feel that way. Generic CTA does not generate action, swap share. By tag that friend who is also like this.